All right, we haven't hung with our ladies in a while. I feel like I've been neglecting the most important part of my goat herd, my girls. These are, let's see, we have Emma in the back, who is one of our 2 elderly stateswomen. We have Sock Monkey and her mama Lotus. We've got Denali, who's been on a diet for several months now and has actually slimmed down quite a bit. It's a slow slim, but she's slimmed down quite a bit, so the diet is working. Fanta has just come out to join us. Fanta is our other elderly stateswoman. And I don't know why the rest of them are still in the stall. There's nothing in there for them. There's no hay, there's no food. So let me use my powers of movement here and come into the pasture so we can see Persephone. Hi, girlfriend. You are looking shaggy baggy. You need to hold that shaggy baggy for the show, please. And that is not until October, so you better continue. Ren is shaggy baggy until you look at her sides and then you go, oh, what happened there? But that's okay. We love her anyway. She produces gorgeous babies. And she is absolutely sweet as can be, full of the devil, of course. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's just a saying, guys. She's full of mischief. Let's look at our little Ladybug. Ladybug. She is developing so well. I am super thrilled with her. I'm excited, actually, about some of the potential that she's bringing to this herd. And her little spot on her butt is just too cute. Misty here. Miss Misty is Persephone's mama, and she is looking as good as she normally looks. Her body condition's coming back after putting everything that she did into her kids. And yeah, things are just good with the girls. You know, we're battling an air quality issue because of the smoke from the Canada wildfire. So we're under very hazy conditions. But thankfully, it's not, I wouldn't say it's thick and full of particles and soot, which we've seen in the past. And so the girls are able to still continue to enjoy their time in the pasture or following me around. Hi, JC. My sweet girl. So for those that haven't followed along with my lineages, Emma here, Miss Elderly Stateswoman, is JC's mama. JC is Misty's mama. That's her here. And then Persephone, whose butt is to us, is from Misty. So we've got lines. We've also got Lotus and Sock Monkey. Ren, Denali, and Ladybug are all from different lines, right? So genetic diversity, of course, you have to have that. But we've been working on certain lines for a long time and continue to work and improve them. Lotus's hematoma on her ear is really healing quite nicely. It's taking a very long time, which is normal, but she's almost at a point where that ear is going to be able to be held erect. And in fact, in times she does hold it erect, the little fold in the middle may or may not go away. It may just be permanently folded like that, and it's quite all right. She's retired from the show ring. And if she's got a folded ear, a little floppy ear, it's okay. We love her anyway. She's cute, and she produces beautiful babies that have done well in the show ring. Sock Monkey is looking like she's coming into her own, right? She's been a slow grower. For a long time, her neck was naked, but she's starting to get some, it's still thin, but it's coming in across her neck, where 6 months ago, there wasn't a hair to be found. So it's interesting how, the speed of sometimes they develop, right? Like you look at Ladybug and she's just hair everywhere, covered in coat. where, you know, Sock Monkey was beautiful length of coat. She's got great conformation. We got a lot of compliments in the ring, but her neck had no hair on it. And that just, you know, it pretty much DQ'd her, and rightfully so. So she's not going to go back in the ring this year. I think there's still more growth to be had, but I'm actually excited to see that growth. And she may just be one of those goats that, you know, doesn't come into her own until she's 3 or 4. And then once she does, you kind of look at her and go, holy moly, where did you come from? And that happened with Emma as well. Although Emma never really went back into the ring because her coat texture is a little bit coarser than what is called for in the standard, despite the fact that she comes from the breed founder. She is a sole or goat. It was, you know, she's just older, and at that time, you know, the coats were coarser, so her competitive edge, despite the fact that she came into this beautiful, lovely coat, was not, she wasn't capable of competing. Sock Monkey doesn't have that challenge. Her coat is silky. She has no undercoat. She's really got it all put together, and was noticed by the judges the times we put her in the ring. But again, with no hair on her neck, there was just, you know, I put her in the ring more to hear some feedback on her conformation as I made breeding decisions. And I got that, which is fantastic. But yeah, she's, are you smiling? You happy? She's starting to come into it. So who knows? Maybe next year. Right? Isn't that right, Miss Rennie? Rennie is another solar. Ren is another solar goat. We brought in kind of in anticipation that our 2 older stateswomen here, Fanta and Emma, who are both solar goats, will be departing at some point in time. They've long since been retired out of our lines, but we've continued their line, you know, between JC, Misty, Persephone. So it's just nice to kind of refresh that genetics a little bit. And Ren was a perfect candidate for us, even if she isn't quite show ring worthy. She's got everything else going on, and she's produced beautiful kids, including Mr. Voodoo, who we know is here, working on becoming a breeding buck for us. In other news, the pumpkin patch or gourd patch or whatever's happening in the pig pasture is starting to really take off. It hasn't fully taken over yet. And interestingly, my, you know, memories, right? The program memories from my video library showed me last year at this time, the pig pasture was full. So last year, yesterday, as of this recording, a few days as of you seeing it, I had a video that this pig pasture was full from top to bottom with vines, gourds, pumpkins. Now the fruit wasn't there, but all of these big leaved branches. So it hasn't come back with the same vigor, at least not yet. Will it continue to spread? Maybe, but it's certainly later than it was last year, and there's no signs of it being past sort of the midpoint. There's really 3 distinct plants right now. So I don't know, maybe a 4th coming up in the middle here. So I don't know, you know, if it's going to become the big, lush, thick jungle that it did last year. We'll just have to wait and see, but it's certainly later than it was last year. Always fascinating to watch that. And then, you know, in other news, I was just about to say, let's zoom in and like take a look at our pollinators working, right? We've got some bumblebees working. And I noticed this. That would be an orange cat who has found a nice, cool spot and is quite content to be tucked in there. You're not even going to look at me, are you? You're moving your ears, though. You're twitching your ears. So you know I'm talking about you, you silly cat. So that's really funny. But yeah, we've got our bumblebees working. Love seeing them. There we go. And interestingly, I got a 2-second clip. It's a terrible clip, but I managed to get a 2-second video of a hummingbird moth working some of our flowers. I may try and put that up in a post, but it's literally a blurry 2-second clip. I know what it is. I'm not sure that as anybody watching the video would even know what it is. But it was nice to see. It was very cool. And hopefully we'll see some more. So that's what's going on from the goat pasture. Let's hope that our air quality, I mean, you can just see, it looks like fog hanging over the trees, and it's not, it's all smoke. But anyway, let's hope that air quality changes shortly and we can get back to cooler weather. Right now it's not terrible, but it's going to be about 90 again today. So we're still in the thick of our heat wave on top of it all. So it's kind of a double whammy. And I'll be back here in the afternoon to check on everybody and make sure they have fresh, cool water as always, but also make sure that nobody's struggling with any of the air quality issues. And to check on our little chicken, of course. So until next time, I got work to do. Bye for now.